Hey you guys, it's Cody here with another Alabama video. Um, Coming to you about the whole, there's a lot of discussion about Charlie Strong. Uh, will he come? It's about pretty surefire that he's coming. The real question is just what is he going to come as? Is it going to be off the field role? Is it going to be a position coach? Is it going to be an assistant coach? Uh, and stuff like that. I think best would be probably an assistant coach with a little bit of DC duties, defense coordinator duties. Either way, it's a big win-win. Uh, People in South Florida love him, uh, so he'll help out there if that's where he ends up being an area recruiting. Uh, Another thing is it could be Nick Saban finding a way as a precaution. Let's say, Pete Golden's struggling, week 1 through week 4 or 5, and Pete Golden's struggling. He can look at either Kelly, Charles Kelly, the safeties coach, who also has plenty of experience as a defensive coordinator, or he can look at Charlie Strong and be like, listen, you're the new guy right now. It ain't working on your Golden. Let's go with you. You are our guy. Charlie Strong has won 2 national championships as a defensive coordinator. So he clearly knows what he's doing. He clearly knows how to do it. And he's done it at a Power 5 level as well, Unlike Pete Golding, who did it at UTSA, uh, you know, very small school. He didn't have the competition uh, or the players that he is going up against and has at the University of Alabama or in the SEC. Period. Charlie Strong won 2 national championships as the defensive coordinator at Florida. You know, while Urban Meyer and stuff were there. So he understands what it takes to be a defensive coordinator and a high level one in the SEC going up against the Power 5 offenses. Another thing that I think is also, I think, kind of beneficial is he was in the Big 12, for a little bit. So he kind of understands a little bit of that offense a little bit more. Not saying that we have a problem or we would have a problem against those type of offenses, but having somebody in your coaching staff that understands the offense of that matter and understands how it works, how it performs, how it clicks and goes, always helps you. It's never a downside to it. Um, he's also going to be working with some really good players. If he's a linebacker assistant, Christian Harris, Dylan Moses, Joshua McMillan, DeMoy Kennedy, possibly Cornelius Robinson. I think if he moves inside, so he has a stacked defensive roster. I think better than he had ever at Florida when he won the national championships as the defensive coordinator. Um, it's just the real question is just what is he going to do? Um, I think the biggest part is how Goldie will react, how he will call plays, how he will develop the team. This year he has no excuses. If we go into week 1 and we're injury free on the defense, we have all 11 starters. There's no reason why we don't have a top 5, top 7 defense. Top 3 defense possibly even. Um, we have the whole defensive line coming back besides for Raekwon Davis, who did not live up to expectations. Period. We were bringing in, you know, guys to replace Terrell Lewis and to replace Anthony Jennings. No offense to Anthony Jennings, he was very good as an overall player, but he didn't have that one aspect of his game where you went and go, he's dominant. He's a athletic freak. He's a freak of nature. Anthony wasn't that. He did everything really well. Um, we're replacing him with guys like Will Anderson, Drew Sanders, who are freaks, Chris Boswell. Same thing with Terrell Lewis, he was a freak, but he didn't really live up to potential. I think a lot of it was due to the injuries that he had kind of set him back and kind of, I think, made him a little timid to kind of go 100% all the time, because he was worried that if he got injured again, his draft stock would could just completely plummet. Because he wasn't just getting hurt and missing a game or two or three, he was getting hurt and missing a whole year, and you can't do that without really damaging your draft stock. So I think Lewis was kind of carried all year long, so he never kind of went full force. We got guys, Will Anderson, Chris Boswell, Drew Sanders. They're gonna come on and they're gonna go full force. Um, so I think we're bringing in ample outside linebacker talent. Drew Sanders can also move inside if need be. Uh, the defensive line, last year it kind of stunk because of all the injuries, and we had to play freshmen. Justin Bowlby, Dale, Byron Young, but they got so much game time experience and so much game playing experience that I think in their sophomore year, especially going into their junior year next season, um, they're going to be something to really look out, because most guys, they don't get that type of experience even in their sophomore year. They don't get that anywhere close to that type of game playing time even as sophomores, and they got it as freshmen. You know, um, so I think really the look out to is, I think it's going to be Barrymore, Gale, and probably Bogby uh, as the defensive line starters. With the linebackers, that's going to be really interesting. Obviously, Dylan Moses is inside linebacker one. That's not even a debate. Um, I think Christian Harris is going to be the inside linebacker too, with Joshua McMillan coming in as a rotationary guy. Uh, that's the thing with Joshua, is he's a 6-year guy in the same defense the whole time. I know it's switched defensive coordinators, but it's still Nick Saban's defense. And he's been in that same defensive philosophy for going on 6 years now. And that does nothing but help him. His mindset, his football IQ, his awareness of what needs to be who needs to be doing what, should be extremely high. It should be higher than Dylan Moses. It should be higher than Reuben Foster's ever was. It should be higher than um, anybody. Should be higher than Dante Towers ever was. Should be higher than Rashawn Evans. His football IQ in this defense should be elite of an elite guy. Because he's been there for 6 years. Most of those guys are only there for 3 to 4 years. He's been in here for 6 years now. The outside linebacker is going to be really interesting. Uh, I don't even want to put a projection on it. I mean, it's so stacked. The quarterbacks and the safeties are kind of an iffy thing, because what are we going to do there? Obviously, Patrick Surtain is one. Jordan Battle's going to be the safety. Who's going to be the safety number two? Could it be a guy like, Jalen Armour Davis, who slides over to that safety spot? Could it be Josh Jobe? I think Josh Jobe would be a good safety attempt. He's physical. He likes to tackle. He isn't afraid of contact. And that's another thing that, you know, I think going on later in the year, it's going to be something to really watch. Because if it was me in my mindset, you know, going up against certain wide receivers, I'm putting a certain type of quarterback on them. You know, if they have a sensitive skin, they get, a defensive back can get under their skin real easy and get in their heads. I'm putting Josh Jobe on that dude immediately, play one and sticking them on it. Somebody like George Pickens from Georgia, super athletic, super good wide receiver, but he lets his mind kind of wander, and he gets caught up in the emotion. Last year, man, he let a mediocre corner from Georgia Tech get under his skin, and he ended up getting tossed. You know, have Josh Joe get on that dude and and be handsy with him. He won't like it at all, and I guarantee you by the second quarter, he's throwing a big old temper tantrum. I guarantee it. Uh, so that's just me. That's how I would roll the dice. You got guys that can kind of rotate all over the place. You know, you also can't forget you have DeMarco Helams. He is a bona fide strong safety. That dude's going to be a freak at safety coming down into the box. That dude's going to be a thumper. Um, Brian Branch, he's super athletic. You can put him maybe as a star, move him around, you know. Same thing with Jalen Alma Davis. You can move him all over the place. Defense is absolutely loaded. Offense, absolutely loaded. I think this is something that a lot of people are forgetting and don't really talk about. We're bringing back 4 starters on the offensive line, which has not happened in a very long time. 4 starters that played a lot of football. Deontay Brown is essentially a 2-year starter. You know, Dickerson, he's essentially almost like a 3-year starter. Leatherwood, a 2-year starter. You know, um, Evan Neal played all 13 games last year. He was a starter day one. Boom, put him in there. You know, all these guys have a lot of playing time. Evan Neal with the least amount, obviously, because he was a freshman last year, but even he has 13 games of actual football experience. So I think that's going to really catch, you know, a lot of people's eyes. I don't think it's going to take that long for him to click. Whoever is the 5th guy, I don't think it's going to take him that long to kind of get it and click and just roll with it. Um, so that's what I got. Again, I think Charlie Strong, to catch up on the first topic, Charlie Strong, I think, is going to be in Alabama as either an assistant coach or something. Uh, he's going to bring a lot to this defense. And I think this defense with Charlie Strong there is going to be much better than what it would be. So it's going to be an exciting year. Really looking forward to the A-Day game and spring practices. See what Bryce Young, see what Will Anderson, Drew Sanders, Trey Sanders, see what all these young guys got. Again, Roll Tide always.